But you know, if you could explain your plus system, plus and minus system, because you don't just take a little amount, you measure that tiny amount exactly when you take it, and the Shulgin scale is now being used pretty widely, the plus and minus, and explain what
the wide use of Shulgin scale is corrupted by the fact the deterioration of Shulgin memory. I can't remember. You know, if I take a little bit of something, no, not a little bit. It's not how much you take. It's what you turn on to. Okay. No action. Zero. That's minus.
Minus is basically no effect.
No effect. No.
Right. Yeah.
Then you have to, what's up? No, that's not. Not sure. No.
That's the plus
That's
minus.
That's plus minus. Yeah.
Which means you think maybe there's something, and then it turns out not to be.
Turns not to be. You're not sure. Uncertain. Then you have, of course, the straightforward. That's interesting. I probably shouldn't go out and drive. Go out and drive. I have to go downtown to get some portraits at the store. But you drive, you're perfectly fine, but you're sparking just that little bit.
Yeah.
Plus
one. Right.
Then you get the plus 2.
Which again, you don't take any amount of the new drug. Except maybe every 2 or 3 days.
Even twice a week at the most.
Yeah. Okay. So you go up very, very slowly, and then if you get to plus 1, then you go up even more slowly because you've got effect.
Because you want plus 2 is where you are. This is really going somewhere.
No driving anymore.
No driving. And you're not quite certain about this and that. I don't know. Did you record the time when we started? I seem to have lost my. I don't know where. That's plus 2.
Plus 2 is you definitely. Excuse me. You definitely know there's an effect, and you can begin to tell. You can pretty much tell what the nature of the effect is.
Right. Yes, and you can write it down. This.
Yeah.
Plus 3. I'm not going to drive that car.
No.
Actually, out. I'll sit right here and enjoy what's going on. Ooh, that's interesting. But I never saw those things on a ceiling before. Did you ever see those up there? Yeah, that's plus 3.
You're no longer daring to interact with the outside world because it just wouldn't be safe.
Absolutely.
Time may be distorted. Or changed. Space might be distorted, but what you've got is pretty much the full effect.
And then you have the problem of the degradations into small increments, and then the extraordinary extreme. Let's take one at a time. Degrades into small increments. What is plus 2.4?
Well, that's
2.5, a little over 2.5, not quite 2 3/4.
not quite 3. Yeah.
These are little things in there. They start playing games with little numbers. Then you have the situation. If you're plus 3, you're totally stoned. You're out. You're right there.
Well, I don't know if I'd use the word stoned, but okay, stoned.
Then you have what I call plus 4.
Yeah.
There's no way of putting a number to it.
That's very unusual.
You are out of it. I've only had it twice in my life.
Really?
Yeah. You're out of it. You're really. Ooh. Look at that funny bird flying down here. Go away. The bird goes away. You have control over everything around you.
Power.
Complete power. And that's good that's fun for an hour or 2 or 3. Then you begin saying, what if this were to last forever? Yes. Oh my God. You don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
I'm just as soon get out of this. And meanwhile, the animals run away from you and everything's gone. The telephone rings and you say, I don't answer the phone stops ringing. You have all that kind of control.
Yeah. Oh, you think you do?
You think you do. Well, I do.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
You have had, right.
You can stop a phone from ringing by saying stop, and it stops.
Well, in other words, if you have psychic abilities or ESP, they can flower in a plus 4. whereas they may not in a +3.
Well, I tell you, I do not like +4s particularly.
Really?
Because I can't get out of them.
Well, you have so far.
Yeah, only twice.
Yeah, but
Could I still be in? I'm not sure.
right.
Go ahead.
But the +4 actually shouldn't even be in the plus scale
It's not in the
because
plus
it's
scale.
completely
It's out of this world and something.
and it doesn't seem to have any real connection with the particular drug.
No.
It's
Use the same
independent.
drug again 3 weeks later.
Yeah,
Not there.
No such thing. It's if you want to get really serious about it, +4 is a state of grace. You described it as such.
Okay.
You are really in the spiritual world, and it's a samadhi state. The Indians would use the word
Samadhi?
Samadhi.
That brings up 3 limericks.
No, don't. You lifted the bag of cement just by thoughts.
That's right. And mood turned upside down. I
Yeah.
remember that, yeah.
Right.
This bag of cement was upside down in the
Yeah.
rain or something.
Yeah.
So I said turn over, and it turned over.
Yeah. And the very interesting thing is how many of these concepts that happen like that, whether they actually happen or whether one thinks they happen. And that would be a very interesting thing to get up.
apart.
Yes, exactly.
They actually happen. You think they happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing. Same thing, yeah. So there's no way of telling us apart. No.
Well, what changes is the usual assumption. Most of us, whether we admit to it or not, assume that we can't move objects at a distance with our thoughts. I mean, we like to talk about telepathy and kinetics and what is telekinesis. That's right. But if it actually happened while you're sitting in the doctor's office, waiting to be seen, if you could actually move that object, you'd be panicked. But in this state, you can, and therefore you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel
and
perfectly
it's-
in tune.
Absolutely, yeah. You're in tune.
Ah.
And those, you've had only 2?
Twice.
Really?
And probably much nearer sometimes, around the edges, flirting with that area.
I've never found a fraction between +3 and +4.
Right. Right.
+4 is by itself. It's a
Yeah.
different world.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And not a particularly nice one in some ways. You can't get out of it.
but you think maybe you're not going to be able to get out of it, but I think you know that you will.
Yeah.
And
At the
sometimes-
time you can worry that you won't get out
Yeah.
of it, can't you?
Yeah.
It has that feeling of eternity.
But a certain amount of experience was a strange thing, because even though you're going to get out of it, one of the things that comes to you when you're in that state is that you know that some part of you is always in that state. It's just you're not
You
consciously
lose sight
aware
of
of it.
Yes.
But also, a +4 not only has nothing to do with a particular drug, it is not necessarily connected with taking a drug.
It can come
It can,
spontaneously.
Yes,
absolutely.
right.
Yeah.